Hi guys, so I'm going to go ahead and do a simple mom makeup application, and I already did skincare, and I'm just applying some of the primer for the eye area, and this is for mature skin. I know that I look like I have a lot of stuff on my face, but in reality it's just enough, and it keeps you young and it makes you just basically look younger, and we could use that. So I'm going to go ahead and warm it up with my fingers and then apply it. I use the very inexpensive version, and I'm going to go ahead and start. I have this Artistry Studio Correct and Perfect, and basically it has, I've talked about it in other ones before. It's really cool because it's a compact powder, but you could adapt it and then also use it as a concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and get going with that. And what I like about it is that it provides a very pretty, very flawless application, and it really just makes you look effortlessly expensive. And let's face it, you want to be effortlessly expensive. I have so much trash in my bags, so that is me pouring it out. And so basically what I like to do is that I'm so happy, you guys, because today I'm actually having a really good day pain wise, and there's such few days like this one, and so I really do cherish it. I did apply the primer, and so you don't put it all over your face, your hair, I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and use the cooler tone because I'm looking for like a cooler type of foundation, and this is, I like a very full coverage. Now it does look a bit lighter, but it does blend in, and when it mixes with the sun and the sweat, it actually blends in quite nicely. So this is just a regular sponge that it brings with it. It's like the beauty blender material, and I'm gonna avoid doing the eye area because again, this is for mature skin. Therefore, I'm not going to, I'm already prepping my lips with a treatment that we have because I might do a matte color. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that all over as much as I can, as far as I can. I hope that you had an amazing Valentine's Day. We usually celebrate it outside of Valentine's just because, you guys, it's my daughter's, the 15th is when she died. It's crazy, I haven't been able to see that, and that happened in 2012. If you follow my channel, you'll see that I've been on a road to recovery because she had the same condition that I have, which is spondyloepiphyseal dysplasia, but she had what is called more genetic markers. What that means is that these genetic markers manifest, and I only have a few, I don't have all of them, and so because of that reason, she ended up going at such a young age. She was 12 days, and it's crazy. I told my husband some of the story, and we were both a grieving family, and a lot of stuff went on, and I'm thankful to have found this community because I know that a lot of people unfortunately go misdiagnosed. And okay, so now I'm going to grab the same exact one. I'm going to use a little bit of the green just because I want to counteract some discoloration, and of course, you know, I just want to make it look upward, and it'll all blend in. I know that looks kind of crazy, and I'm using an old Bare Essentials, and I'm talking about old, like 2007 old, and this looks very pretty when applied correctly. And the trouble areas was from my last surgery. If you follow me, you'll know that I just completed my 31st surgery, and I'm so proud of that because it was not simple, it was not easy. In fact, I thought I was going crazy for a couple of years, and because I was misdiagnosed in California out of all places, and they said that they kept on just basically throwing me back and forth. And so if you happen to have the same situation, I want you to know you are not crazy, your feelings are valid, and the pain that you feel is it's not objective, meaning that you can't see it. I mean, you could, as a nurse, I know that you could, guys, I've been called everything under the sun because of the same issue. And I was telling one of my church friends, shout out, that one of the pastors, he's not really a pastor though, he's like a guy that took a course, he said that he had a brother that did heroin, and it was a disaster. And you guys, it was really painful because I was having severe hip pain, and I'm not somebody that takes those medications, and if you know me, you know that I am like literally the total opposite If anything, my mom would beg me to take them because as a nurse, I know that some of them are addictive and I just didn't want to have a chance. So I did get the excess out, and I'm using a compact powder, you guys, but it's really good. So it's the Artistry in color Soleil. You just buy the refill, and it is Lancome Shiseido Estee Lauder status, like meaning quality. And so I did use a hydrating because this is a mattifying compact powder, and if you see, what I like about it is that it gives you a very, very natural feeling. And if you notice, it was very hydrated, which is what you want to do. And I'm using this technique, tapping, so it'll fill in the lines, because you might have an amazing product, but if you don't know how to use it, you're not going to be able to use it correctly. And so if you notice, I'm not using it for my under eye, and I am, this will give you like a, well, not like, but actually a airbrush finish. And people usually say like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so expensive. And no, it's not. It's actually a little bit over Walgreens prices, which is why I started using it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and switch over and use my translucent powder, which is this one. Very, very nice. And I'm gonna go all over the face. Once again, with the leftovers, I'm gonna go ahead and put it under my eyes. Make sure that you have no creasing, which is why I'm looking up. And I don't have to have a setting spray because it will stay on all day long. And so that's what we like. As a mom, I can't be retouching everything. I'm not that young 27, 26-year-old that had all the time in the world. I'm a mom. I have a daughter. I have to pick her up and get stuff done. So, and if you notice, it's supposed to look like skin. This is absolutely no filters whatsoever. This is sunlight. It's a sunny day today. I did thread my whole face. I am doing a review on a machine that I was sent over, and I do like it. It's one of those threading machines, so I used it all over my face. If you go to Sadie Del Mar Beauty on Instagram, you'll be able to see that the stuff that I use, because I get that question all the time. So I don't have a million brushes to pull today, obviously. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use a cream shadow base because I like how it looks. It does not crease. And it's by the same maker. It doesn't reflect, meaning that it doesn't call attention to my wrinkles. And obviously we like that, right? Because let's be real, if you are getting everything done, you want to be able to look absolutely flawless. And because I did not bring anything to set it, I'm going to go ahead and use my finger along with a pale rose, which adds brightness to my eyes. And I'm using this palette. And now this, guys, this is a cheap palette. This is not like $40-something an eyeshadow type of thing. And so if you see, it does not call attention to any of the wrinkles whatsoever. I'm gonna go ahead and if I were to use the regular eyeshadow on the other side, you would see a lot of creasing. But because I'm out and about today, it's a nice day, I'm not crazy in pain. Then I'm gonna go ahead and you see how pretty that looks? How pretty, that's just so pretty. And so here we get to appreciate mature. I sound like a QVC person, they should pay me royalties. Now I do use this particular brush for, how am I gonna do this? For blush. But today I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And this is gonna help me set. Once again, it is somewhat of a wet application, meaning that I'm applying it wet. I like that because it brings youth, and once it dries, it just looks so pretty. This will be my intermediate or transition shade. So I like this because it mimics a very youthful, very pretty, very fresh era. And if you notice, it's not bringing any attention to my wrinkles. In my state, people don't really get dolled up. Usually people just have sweatpants. And so they're kind of like just staring at me as I'm doing this. And so I'll do this when I'm just waiting for my daughter or something like that. I did not bring a bronzer. Nice, nice, nice. Oh yeah. So, I might use a lipstick. That's winged it today, right? It's all about making decisions that work for you. I'm gonna use a nude. This might go completely insane. Oh my lord, what am I doing? But as a mommy, you want to be a minimalist. You know, you don't want to be. No, it's not cool. But what I like about it is that we get to improvise. And I'm gonna go drop off some handbags that I don't use anymore, and honestly they've just been sitting in my closet to a consignment shop that I take my things to at times. So yes, I just use a lipstick. I look crazy. And going back to our story, I was 28 when I lost my first daughter, Edith. Her father had Asperger's, which basically is a form of autism. My mind couldn't comprehend what in the world was happening. All my mind could comprehend was alert, alert, he is moving on very quick. And it was very painful because he went and, you know, he stretched the truth and told people something that was not what happened, and, you know, the rest is history. But I still have people coming to me, like, apologizing for defriending me on social media, and I'm like, what happened? And unfortunately, he was the love of my life at the time. Thankfully, after a lot of therapy, a lot of brokenness, I decided to move on. My father asked me, and at the time my mentors basically said, hey, I don't think things are gonna work out. You know, you're young, and at the time I had it going on. And anyways, so, you know, you move on, you forgive, you hope and pray that they're okay. You don't wish them ill. And from what I understand, he married a very nice girl, so congratulations, and I'm happy for them. Things worked out at the end. So if you notice, I'm doing this new hack that I learned, and you have to blend it in very, very much. So I'm not doing, and so it gives you that illusion, you see? And I'm gonna go ahead and grab this He. I might just think it's too warm, but hey, it'll blend in. And if it doesn't, we look crazy no matter what. My dad used to call me the crazy one. That was literally my nickname. And so when I use this method, what I love about it is that it looks very natural. And who doesn't want natural, right? Especially after this. And through the threading, because I ran out of my peel, the mushroom peel that I advertised all over social media. It's arriving soon. I threaded my whole face, but it's not as even. And I do like, because that is in fact dermaplaning. So now this youthful glow is going to look like it's from within. I am using a cream blush, which we took it out as a test. And because the skin is so smooth, it's supposed to look like you just have a beautiful glow, and it will blend in, I promise. But because I didn't use my regular peel, which is a mushroom enzyme from Japan that is patented, nobody else can make it. It's like the next, you know, the next level, like the next type of I can't think today. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy because it is Edith's Edith was my daughter, her anniversary, so. But I know she's happy. I know she's doing well wherever she is, and I'm happy that I get to live a life with her sister. And this took a long time to accept, you guys. So it looks a little more blended. I'm gonna do that. And I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but I promise it'll blend in. So we're gonna celebrate the weekend because it's just too much for me. And if you notice, it just looks like, Sadie was sunbathing, right? That's the whole point. So, yep, lots and lots of therapy, lots and lots of man, I must have bought my doctors a house by now. With That's gonna make the optical illusion that I have a very bright eye. Mother beach. So, yeah, so going back, I have been healing. I honestly believe that the Lord sometimes makes certain decisions that we don't understand. Because let's face it, no mom is gonna understand why your baby died, right? And for a very long time, I was screwed up. I'm still screwed up about it. But I know for a fact that God didn't want for that to continue to happen and for her to suffer, because I've dealt with a lot of surgeries. Therefore, I know for a fact that God doesn't want that for his babies. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my highlighter, which is just a nice shadow, and it settles very nicely. Boom. And it doesn't grab, like, basically call attention to your wrinkles, which is what I am living for this. So yeah, if I knew you from the past and you met me when I was going through the middle of it, I had a little right there. I'm sorry if I was not myself. I was going through a lot. I didn't tell anybody about my ex-husband, not even my family, because I was so ashamed. And you know, you take feelings of abandonment as if it was your fault, because I felt like I drove him away. So if you notice, it's very rosy and very cheeky. And I think I'm gonna do, let's do a youthful. So a lot of therapy. I accepted that I didn't want my daughter to suffer. And one time I was at a church and this gentleman basically called me out, and I'm gonna use this color, which is like a light blue, like an ocean blue, and I'm just gonna apply it with my hands. See that pretty color? And so once again, because of the way that things ended with her father, and I'm still messed up over that, in the sense that you don't want to get married more than once, you know? That's not what you get married for. You get married to have and live a life together, and they're good and they're bad until death do you part. But that wasn't the case. I don't blame him. I think that he couldn't handle it, and I get it, you know? I was not myself anymore. I was probably overbearing, and I understand. So we did work together in this business that we have, and I should have just come clean to my whole family that we were having a massive separation. So there you go. So as you could tell, I'm very thankful to all the support that you guys have given me throughout the year and a half. If you shared a video or if you somehow were supportive, thank you. It was a very dark moment of my life. So I'm gonna go ahead and like try to do that chisel jaw. See? And that's how it's supposed to look. It's not supposed to look like you're trying too hard. Just effortless. Like you just kind of woke up like this. And then because I want to set the whole thing, one of my biggest tricks is to just go over the compact powder. I've been doing this since college, you guys. The girls in my nursing classes would be like, how do you do that? And this is it. And you learned it at SaidyTorres-Silva.org. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit more, and it is a matte lipstick, you guys. I think one of the I think J-Lo's makeup artist was telling Tati that he's a minimalist, and one time he had a huge Victoria's Secret, one of his biggest breaks, and he used like one product. So he's a minimalist. He doesn't like using like a million stuff at the same time. And so this is gonna make it look like I have a bronzer, like it's sun-kissed. And if you notice, it's still very pretty. So yeah, so today she would have been, well, she would have been 11 on the 3rd. And I used to get, literally you guys, like I would be in bed for like October through, with the same, I'm gonna add a little more depth. And just, it makes it look very natural, like you woke up like this. So I'm gonna grab a little more of the translucent powder and make sure that my eye circles don't get a lot of product on them. Translucent powder once again. And yeah, I mean, I totally understand that I must have been a nut job and not me, you know? So if you knew me back then, I'm sorry. I was hurting really bad and I couldn't even voice the fact that my marriage was falling apart and the fact that my daughter had died. It was traumatizing. I decided not to take heavy meds for that. And if you are a mama that is, I understand it is really tough. It takes part of your soul. And I know that God wants something better for you, and just let him show it to you. So now I'm gonna grab the taupe. I've been telling you guys about this for a while now. And so you just remove it, and then you just buy the refill. It is great for the environment. We're very environmentally friendly. And I'm just gonna go ahead and, you see? Okay. And this is just me parking, and after I dropped off my daughter so I could look decent and not like a crazy person. See? Lipstick. Once it mixes with the sweat, it's gonna look very pretty. Now the foundation is more of a wet, like more juicy. It's not glittery, and then the powder is very mattifying. So for some reason it just works. So I know that it looks kind of crazy because it's a little bit squared, but I'm gonna show you a little trick that I do. So see, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and color the little. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab the other end and go to town. And what it does is that it gives it like an ombre effect. You know, those ombre brows, and disperses the product evenly. I've tried other products, you guys, but I just don't, like, look how simple this is. And people are literally looking at me and they make me feel like I'm crazy. And I probably am, I'm not gonna lie. So the day before my princess went up to be with them in the everlasting rest, when she died, I couldn't even say that she died until this month. She was very tired on the 14th, and that night my sister took us to Chili's. We had a really nice meal, and we basically ended up eating, and we canceled. Her father was amazing at doing like anniversaries. He was a planner. He would plan like years in advance, and I understand now why I couldn't get pregnant right away, and I was dealing with all these issues, and I started taking antidepressants a year later, so I understand why he wanted a baby right away, hence why he made a family. And I don't blame him for that, because that's what I wanted. And I had a C-section, so they don't let you have a baby. You guys, my best friend at the time, let's call her Doll. So Doll, this was really messed up. So she had been engaged, and she broke off an engagement because her mom was a helicopter mom. She didn't really have a dad, and so because of that reason, she was messed up for a couple of years and went totally hoe. And somebody saw my ex and her at a club at one point while I was pregnant, and of course rumors get around a small town, and we lived in a very small town. where everybody knew each other and everybody knew each other's businesses. And unfortunately, they got caught, and then she went and asked me for space when Peanut died, and I was sitting there like, what in the world? Are you serious? My baby died. Like, I need your help. But God sent the right people, the right moment. And although I couldn't accept, I still can't accept what might have happened. Because your mind goes all over the place. Then it sucks, man. Nobody's prepared to lose their husband or baby and best friend and literally everything. Even if you're the strongest person alive. So I'm gonna go ahead and carry my lipstick. Today I'm wearing my Chanel. This is so old, you guys. This is my old trusty Chanel. I have the matching boots. And yeah, it was a lot. It has a little lipstick holder, and I'm so happy I get to use it. I'm such a nerd. But long story short, it all worked out at the end. God prevailed. God allowed. He didn't allow certain things to happen, and I probably wouldn't have been in church. I probably wouldn't have gotten saved. I probably wouldn't. So many what ifs, you know. But I know that God had something better, and He did. You guys, I went over 20 years without seeing my husband. Today, my Gerald, and people were sitting there like, what the hell's going on? Because they didn't know, and I didn't let them into my life, and I should have. I really should. I'm gonna go ahead and grab again translucent powder, foundation, and set this because it is a lipstick. I don't want it to be to look crazy. So got my hair did. I am so feeling it. It brings a lot of warmth, and check you out. So you still gotta get it toned. It looks like a disaster right now. But God allows certain things to happen in your life to be able to share His glory and to be able to impact more people, more lives. And at that time, I couldn't even fathom. All I thought was, my baby died and my husband left me, and my best friend might have potentially had an affair with my husband after my baby died. Like, it was a lot, you guys. I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. Not that I have enemies. I'm gonna grab the same brush, and I'm gonna add a little bit of this like burgundy terracotta. Now I have like 2 more of these because I hoard them, and that's gonna smoke it out a little bit and add a little bit of depth. Now I do get my eyelashes done, so it makes it look very natural. That's what I'm going for. With the same brush, I'm gonna go over once or twice, one more time, and it's gonna add that like youthful, just, you know, pretty. I just came out of getting my makeup done for like 3 hours type of look. And this has concealer in it, and so it sets them. I do need to get them done like desperately. It is scary, whatever situation is going on with my eyebrows. And I'm gonna add a little bit of a flare. And that's the highlighter, and that is light reflecting, so it does have a little bit of glitter. It has Tahitian pearls. And that's my look. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that I didn't drive you insane with my boring stories. But thank you so much for watching. God bless and take care.